It feels more like I'm trying to outpace my own insecurities. Like if I could just go fast and furious enough, those insecurities wouldn't even be able to catch up with me. Good morning, gentle viewer. It is Manuscript Monday, so I'm going to be getting ready for the day and talking about how my NaNoWriMo manuscript is panning out. I'm also going to be giving some recommendations for a YouTube channel that has really helped me get some serious writing sessions going. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you for stopping by. Well, this get ready has already gotten off to a very exciting start. I found the cap to that eyebrow pencil from last week, so there you go. No one should be as excited about that as I am. This week we're heading into the second full week of NaNoWriMo, and I was poking around on the forums for a little bit this weekend, and it seems like week 2 is either really great or really bad. You're either settling into your writing groove and getting to know your story and your characters, or you've reached a point where you feel like it's all garbage and the plot holes seem really big and you hate your characters and you just want to burn everything to the ground. I'm not sure which of those extremes I'm in currently. It seems to change, if not minute by minute, then hourly for certain. Even though I'm behind the projected word count, I'm also not that concerned about that. Now that I have so many manuscripts under my belt, I have that experience now where I can look back and say, this is something I can do. I've done it many times before. So even though I'm behind the NaNoWriMo projected word count, I'm also feeling fairly confident that it will get done, that I will get there. One thing I did manage to do this weekend, and I'm going to be doing throughout this coming week, is what I was thinking of as a writing binge. I recently read Tyler Oakley's book, Binge. I've only seen maybe a handful of his YouTube videos, but I really like reading books by people who live lives that are very different from mine. So I picked up his book, and more than the entire rest of the book, the introduction really stuck with me, and I find myself thinking about it often. And there'll be a link in the box where you can go to the publisher's website. They have the entire introduction there as an excerpt, and you can read it for free. So in this sense, we're not talking about binging on potato chips or, a show that you're not really interested in, but you're just watching it because you don't even know why the next episode started playing and you're sitting there, so you might as well watch it. In this case, it's about indulging on things that make you feel more alive, more yourself. So over the past year of working on several manuscripts, I kept having this thought creep into my mind that if I could just spend 2 or 3 days writing very, very intensively, that it would help me overcome so many of those hurdles I faced during the rough draft. And many people do that. Maybe they can only write on the weekends or on certain days of the week, so they really push themselves to hit those word count goals. But for me, it feels more like I'm trying to outpace my own insecurities and that inner editor, they call it on NaNoWriMo sometimes. Like if I could just go fast and furious enough, those insecurities wouldn't even be able to catch up with me. So I managed to do that once this past weekend, and it felt so good. Obviously it boosted my word count, but going so quickly and so intensely, I didn't even have time to sit and worry about what might be wrong with the manuscript. And that kind of abandonment to a story feels really good, especially for someone like me who tends to over-plan, over-outline, question all the small details of my story. Just letting myself write freely felt very liberating. Lately, gentle viewer, my skin and eyes have been looking so tired. I'm thinking maybe I should do a face mask and hang out with one of those gel eye masks for a little while. I woke up this morning craving chocolate cake, which, if that's not an indicator of my current stress levels, I don't know what is. Especially because I'm not someone who really eats a lot of sweets, and most of the sweets that are out there, I can have 1 or 2 bites and then that's it, because to me they're just overly sweet. So when I woke up this morning craving chocolate cake and like gooey pastries, I was like, okay, this is a sign that I need to just slow down and do some self-care. There's a really great podcast by Gretchen Rubin called Happier, and in one of the episodes she talks about identifying your tells. And a tell, traditionally you might think of gamblers, like they look for each other's tells, but in this case she was talking about identifying tells within yourself. Like, I know for me, I won't even realize it, but then I suddenly realize my shoulders are up near my ears and my forehead is literally sore because I'm frowning so hard. So I think for me, waking up and thinking about chocolate cake is definitely a pretty clear tell. And today for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Melissa Michelle palette. So going back to my writing binge, one tool I've been using is this YouTube channel called ASMR Rooms, and she does some really great fiction inspired ambient rooms, and I like it because they feel like real environments. There's real complexity to the sounds, there's a lot of depth, and they change over the course of the video. So it really feels like a story is unfolding. One of my favorites is the one she has of Bag End. And gentle viewer, one thing you need to try is playing that video and at the same time go into your music player to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack and play the track concerning Hobbits at the same time. Those two things together, something magical happens. I feel transported, like I'm there in the Shire, in Hobbiton, having a cup of tea and writing in my morning journal, and it is magical. Now, the video I use most often for my writing sessions is the one she has of the Hogwarts library. And I love playing that one just on its own. It's the sound of books and a quill scratching and rain and a fireplace. She has lots of other ones, so definitely go check her out. But that's a tool I found very useful. Or it's hard for me to resist the siren's call of the internet sometimes. So by playing an ambient video, I kind of can meet that urge, but still not get pulled into the black hole of the internet. And they're about 1 hour long, which for me is just about right. I have writing cohorts who do the Pomodoro method or another timer-based method. The problem with those for me is that when I hit that break session, it's only supposed to be for like 5 or 10 minutes, but that never happens for me. Or the timer goes off for a break and my brain just assumes that we're done for the day. And that 5-minute break ends up becoming 10 episodes of whatever. So by playing these videos, since they're 1 hour long, I can get in a solid chunk of writing. And I do stand up and stretch during that 1 hour. It's not like I'm, going full blast the whole time, but somehow having the 1 hour long video playing, it tricks my mind into thinking, oh well, even if I stand up and stretch, I still have to get back and keep writing because the video isn't over yet. Okay, almost done with Cain and Abel here. Or I guess since they're sisters, it would be Jane and Mabel. I think I'm gonna skip mascara today and just curl my eyelashes. Just want to give my eyes kind of a break today. Okay, wrapping up with the Clinique lipstick in Black Honey. And when I first started wearing this, I thought, oh, this is a perfect color for fall. Which is so funny to me. Like, I think what I'm gonna do is hang on to it and put it on in winter and say, oh, this is a great color for winter. And then in spring, do the same thing, put it on and say, oh, this is a great color for spring. Which is actually pretty appropriate for me as someone who does very minimal makeup and never really changes her look. Alright, get my eyes back on here. I can tell I'm done with getting ready because I start really aggressively thinking about coffee. So that is it for my Get Ready and Manuscript Monday. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you have a great week this week. Leave me a comment, let me know how your manuscript is going, and if you have any recommendations for future videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!